Alrighty guys, what we're going to do tonight is assemble a CQB or a snub. They're all the same and they work on the same principle. This one here is the baby snub. I'll just make sure that feed is coming through alright on Facebook. It's off to an angle, but that's alright, you still get the idea. Alright, so what you first have to do is it comes all nicely tightened down, so we need to use these 4 bolts here and loosen them right off. So you get a large 4 size hex, undo them all. Pretty much all the way out. And do that on both ends because we have to put in 2 items into this thing here. You need to put in the M4A1 interface and also the front end that'll hold the outer tube. Alright, there we go. So the writing here is, you can put it either way. You can put it this way, but towards the end of your receiver, but you will notice there's a bit of a gap here, and that's for if you had, like, say, a ring, a special ring, but we don't have that. And actually what I like is, and it doesn't really make any difference, is I like this end of the Picatinny rail to butt precisely against the receiver Picatinny rail. So it's just one seamless transition. So that's why I actually run this backwards, because it just looks better to me. So anyway, you get this, which is the M4A1 interface ring, and you'll notice, you can see there in the light, you've got one on one side here that it's much wider, and if I swap around to this one, it's much shorter. So with the one that's a bit wider, you actually put that, because this is going to face the receiver, I'm going to actually put the wider side on the left. And you literally just, because we've undone it, you slide this in. Make sure it's opened up. There we go. So it goes on, and I leave it probably like 1/2 millimeter. So I can just see the edge of it, because if it's too close it's actually very tight, very hard to close. And with these ones, I don't make these are 3D printed, but I actually don't make these. So you actually, if you're having trouble pushing this onto your gun and twisting it, then you just literally get some sandpaper and rub this side of it. So on a bit of rough sandpaper, take it down, and it's maybe only 1 millimeter. I will design and make these myself because they actually charge me a fair bit for these, and it's a good job, but it could be a bit better. So, but anyway, again, with the top there, put the wide one on the left, make sure that it's about 0.5 of a millimeter sticking out, and then tighten it up. Not hard, you have to do it a bit equal on each side, and that keeps on closing up on there. Just got to try and make sure that it comes out equal, otherwise you kind of fight with it all the time. So put a couple of fingers in there like that. Top, in, and tighten. Not too much, like I said. So that's your interface ring all sorted and in there nicely. So then we come to this one here. So with this in place and this ready to go, you want to put the tube in there so it literally just comes out, otherwise it'll interfere with the end of the receiver. It can come out a little bit, but you will notice there's about 30 millimeters of play there. So if I hold my finger there, have it where it needs to be, take it out, put this ring on. To where my finger was. Grab the two rather large grub screws that come with it. And screw that all the way down. Notice it gets nice and tight. Turn it over. There's another one there just to make sure it's nice and secure. Again, just tighten it all the way down. Nice. So now that we've got that done and this front ring is securely fastened to this, we can put this in the front. The pipe will feed through the interface ring a bit, just a little bit. And then this one. Then we tighten up the front. Try and do it both at once so it keeps it nice and in the correct position. I like it to be quite flush. Until it gets nice and tight. There we go. So that's nice and secure in place. The outer barrel is sticking out just a little bit, which is fine. It won't interfere with the actual receiver. And then comes this part as well. So this comes with the kit, or in the CQB. With the CQB one, it's just a different one of these and a big silencer that fits on. So it comes with these little grub screws. So, and if you want this to work with, say, a alloy, the alloy hopper, the best thing here is, because if you're fitting something like the baby snub or the regular snub or the CQB, you probably have to trim this so that it's just, say, 5 millimeters, 3 millimeters to be exact, past the inner barrel. So wherever that ends, you need to cut this down. Now I'll just grab the tool that I use for this. So it's just a mini pipe cutter from Bunnings. I think they're like $8. Literally you mark out where you want to cut it. You put this on and you tighten this up until it's pretty tight, run it around it, tighten it up again, run it around it, tighten it up again, keep going until it cuts it all the way through. So I hope that makes sense. And you can also use this on the inner barrel as well. The thing with the inner barrel, when you're working actually on the inner barrel, which is a barrel that shoots the gels, you don't want any burrs on the inside. Once you use this, it actually pushes down an edge around the inside of the barrel. So that's where you need one of these kind of files, which is just a slightly rounded, very fine file, and you go round it just to make sure there's no burrs on the inside. Otherwise you'll just have exploding gels everywhere. So what I normally do is I take this down to where I want it. So for example, if I'm fitting an alloy hop-up or something like that, I'll actually leave 12 millimeters out here, and I'll bring it back to 9 millimeters the one. So I'll actually cut this down to 10 and then get a marker pen and actually mark out the inner barrel to a few millimeters, 3 millimeters down from the end of this new length of this barrel. I won't cut this because I'm going to send this out to someone, so it'll be not nice of me to do. But so once you've cut this down, or you don't want to cut it down and you don't want to fit a hot up, that's fine. You just push that over, put these grub screws in place, and I'll just do one real quick. That's too big. I have to actually use an Allen key. I face these ones straight up and down. You can use both, one, you get the idea. I've actually done it the other way around, but you get the idea. So I normally face them up. And then this, just like the on the CQB with the silencer, just fits on and screws. And if that's slightly off center and you want to put that at the dead top center, then what you can do is just undo this, rotate it a bit if you're going to keep using this, or if you're not, you might want to have that centered whichever way you want it. But if you want this centered perfect, then you just adjust that and you want to, you know, so just bring it round by, say, 20 degrees there. And that is it. So I hope that's kind of cleared up how you can do a CQB, assemble a CQB and a snub. Doesn't, regardless of size, it's all the same. Hope you've enjoyed this video. See you next time.